Until a few years ago, Jenny Bruso had never hiked a day in her life.
I didn't grow up outdoorsy, so I never really thought about the outdoors. For so much of my 20s, I was just trying to find my place. I was a DJ and a party girl, and I loved that life, but it was also sometimes pretty empty. I started feeling like I really needed something else. 6 years ago, I started dating my partner, Bree, and one of our first dates was a hike. And I wanted to impress her, so I said yes. That first hike I took felt like something new. And, in the beginning, I started filling the space of partying with hiking, which sounds sort of ridiculous, but it's the truth. It kind of became my new addiction. On a typical day that I go hiking, while I'm on the road, I'm tired and I'm having funny conversations with myself like, why am I doing this? Why did I only get, 6 hours of sleep and decide to drive 2 or more hours to a trailhead? But then there's a switch that happens. All of a sudden, my body is working with my mind like a machine, and this amazing quiet falls over me.
As a self-identified, fat, queer, former indoor kid, Jenny never saw herself represented in the outdoors.
Outdoors media definitely has this way of dictating how a woman should look on a trail. When I'm hiking, I just get into this mental place where I just don't even care about how I look. And it's really freeing.
The more she hiked, the more Jenny felt like something was missing from outdoors media. At her apartment in North Portland, she showed us what she's talking about.
So I just Googled the words women hiking, and as you can see, it's a very similar image over and over. Very thin, mostly white women. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's the only thing we're seeing. When you go from this to men hiking, here's a guy with no shirt on, and I've never actually seen that on the trail. Oh, here's a person of color. Amazing. You don't see that a lot just by glancing at this. It kind of gives you this image that if you're not doing something extreme, that maybe you're not doing it right.
After a few years of feeling left out by these images, Jenny decided just hiking wasn't enough.
I wanted to find more people who were feeling like unlikely outdoors people too. So I started the Unlikely Hikers community to connect with other people, but so much has happened since then. What I do with Unlikely Hikers is sort of show the opposite of what we see in all of the other outdoors media and social media.
So this is the Unlikely Hikers Instagram. It's all people of many genders and ethnicities and races doing all kinds of things. I have featured so many wonderful people. One of them is a Southeast Asian Muslim woman. She does an Instagram community called Brown People Camping, and she shares her experience. On a regular basis, people tell me that any number of my outdoors activities are cheating. You only camped one night? That's not camping. You only hiked that 2-mile loop? That's not hiking. Well, it's taken me years to finally say this. Thanks for your opinion, but I am doing me. You do you.
In just a year and a half, Jenny has reached tens of thousands of people through Unlikely Hikers, not just from Oregon, but all over the world.
A lot of people felt like they needed something like that. And I get messages every day from people saying that they feel seen in this community, and it makes me feel like I'm doing something really important. We are right here at the North Falls Trailhead.
Her work with Unlikely Hikers has grown beyond the internet to include group hikes, like a recent trip to Silver Falls State Park. Jenny always starts with an introduction and some ground rules.
No negative body talk, no diet or weight loss stuff. I would love for us to stay as a group and be mindful of the fact that we all kind of move a little bit differently. It is going to be a little muddy. There are some sheer drop-offs. Be careful, you guys. This looks a little sketchy. Big root, big root. Oh my gosh!
Look at the leaves falling. That's unreal.
I love being a part of Unlikely Hikers because I'm hiking with all sorts of different bodies and with all sorts of different kinds of people and different shape and sizes, and I feel a lot more comfortable. Like, we all can go at our own pace, and it's really supportive.
What do you think, Dave? I love this!
I feel so refreshed right now.
The hiking community at large can be intimidating. When somebody specifically says, this is for unlikely hikers, that to me is like the mission of Unlikely Hikers, like making people feel like not only do you passively belong, like you aggressively belong. Like, yes, I promise you do.
Can I take a picture of all you guys lined up? Yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Awesome. I'd love to get to a place where it's not remarkable to see a person of color doing mountaineering, or when we see pictures of women of all kinds of body types represented and it not be a talking point.
Last year, more than 47 million people went hiking in the US, many of them for the first time ever.
That's awesome.
And if Jenny Bruso has anything to do with it, next year that number will be even bigger.
Sometimes I'll tell somebody to very simply go to a park and lay on a blanket and see what happens from looking at trees and birds and water. I love these little maiden hair ferns. I didn't know what nature had to offer me when I went on that first hike, but I felt like a whole new world opened up to me. And I know that there's so many people out there who could benefit from having that experience.